So I just got back from my camping trip. My jacket is stinky and dirty, and I've gotten a lot of questions on how to take care of your gear like that. So I'm in my backyard right now, but let's step inside my house and we're gonna go into the laundry room and we're actually gonna wash this and we're gonna talk about all the things that you need to do to make sure that you do it right and that your gear is well taken care of. Let's go. Okay, so we've got my old down jacket. This jacket is probably about 3 years old, and I think it's been about 1.5 years since I've done any sort of maintenance on it, given it a cleanup, given it a wash. So it is past time for that. So a couple of things to know about any piece of down gear. This would apply to a sleeping bag, certainly your down jackets, down anything. Down is the best insulator that there is. Down relies upon loft in order to keep you warm. So what that's actually doing is that the down that's inside your jacket is trapping air and that your body is warming up, and then that stays next to your body and it keeps you feeling warm. Over time, down might lose its loft because it gets dirty, and certainly if it gets wet, it will clump up and lose all ability to maintain loft, and that will mean that it will not be able to keep you warm. If you've got a wet down sleeping bag or a wet down jacket, it's not going to keep you warm. So some of the best things that you can do to maintain your gear and to make sure that it stays lofty and warm and keeping you warm is to take care of your gear in advance. So this jacket is old, it's time to wash it. So what do we actually do? A lot of people ask, how do I actually safely wash your down jackets? Because there are ways to screw it up, and down jackets are expensive, down sleeping bags are expensive. And we certainly would hate to do something like wreck it while you wash it. So first of all, one thing you should know is that you should use a specific down product for it. Don't just use a laundry detergent or some sort of cleaning product from your house. Those are not designed for down. They will often leave behind a residue that will leave your down clumping up, and then it won't be lofty, and you've basically just wrecked your gear. So don't just use regular laundry detergent, use something specific. Nikwax makes a couple of really good products that are really good for down as well. You might see Nikwax on some of the brands like say Thermarest or something like that. They make sleeping bags that are filled with down that actually has Nikwax applied to the down to make it hydrophobic so that water runs right off of it. But you can do this at home. You don't have to buy the manufactured version of it. You can do it yourself. So if you want to make your own down jackets hydrophobic, this is a product that you can use. It's a down wash that applies this basically a hydrophobic coating to the down so that you are basically making your own hydrophobic down jacket, which is really cool. So that saves you a lot of money. It's a really economical way to do it. And then one other thing of note, I really appreciate the environmental factors that go into Nikwax's product. Some DWR products that have been on the market have been proven to be really actually quite bad for the environment. Nikwax is a natural product, biodegradable, and it is not a chemical that is going to be going into our waterways that is really harmful. So it's a product that you can actually feel good about using. Now, if we want to just simply wash the garment, there is a down wash product that is just suitable for that. So if you just want to throw in a load, I would recommend washing your down garments or your sleeping bags by themselves. You can do this at home. One thing to note is that if you have a top-loading washer that has an agitator, do not use that because the agitator itself will essentially shred your gear. We don't want that, so don't use your own machine if it has an agitator. In that case, go to a commercial washing machine facility, and then there you can have the bigger machines, the front-loading machines, and those are much safer on your gear. But if you do have a top loader or a front loader at home and with no agitator, you can do it. So we're going to step into my laundry room and we're going to wash this garment. So we moved into the laundry room, and so a couple of things to note is you should check the label on your garment. So it might say something different, but it's probably around the same for all down jackets. But this does say wash it cold, so I'm going to change it to the cold wash. I'm going to change it to 2 rinses because I want to make sure that anything can get flushed out of there. Before we do start washing it, one of the things to note is that if you have one of those like detergent trays or something like that where you apply a normal standard laundry detergent to, it's important to make sure that that is fully clean. Do not just apply the downwash to a tray that has a bunch of residue, because that will then transfer in and lead to clumping and will kind of wreck your gear. So make sure that that part is clean. So assuming that that is clean, this is what you do from there. I'm going to open this up, again checking there is no agitator in here. So it says on the directions to use a front loading only. The main point is that we don't want to use a washing machine with an agitator. Next, I want to zip up my garment all the way, zipping up chest pockets, zipping up other pockets. Make sure you don't have random lighters or, I don't know, knives or something from your camping trip in your pockets. And then close those up and apply that into here, into the washing machine. Next, I'm going to take this, and it says to apply 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters to your garment. Okay. So checking the settings, I want the temperature to be low, I want multiple rinses, and I'm going to put it on a delicate cycle because down jackets are delicate. And let's go ahead and wash this. Now another thing, now I'm gonna have to be talking over the washer. Okay, so the machine wash has finished. It's gone through an extra rinse to make sure that the soap is going to be out of the down jacket. So I'm now going to remove it. Take a quick little look. Definitely looks cleaner. It's clearly wet, of course. It's time to throw it in here. And now the real trick is adding some tennis balls, racket balls, something to basically bounce around inside the dryer. And what it's really doing, the purpose of that is to knock the loft of the down and declump the down so that it regains its original loft. Okay, so now what settings do you want to do? Basically, you really want to avoid heavy heat or high heat, and even medium heat you don't want to be using. So luckily, my dryer has extremely low, which is just going to be a very small amount of heat. If you're debating as to whether or not to go between a medium heat or a no heat, I would definitely lean towards no heat. It's much safer on the down and the jacket overall. So then there, okay, let's get this very dry. So this is definitely going to take longer than a normal cycle for drying clothes. And just be aware that it's probably going to take roughly 3 drying cycles. What you're really wanting to make sure is that you're getting all the moisture out of your jacket and that the down has a chance to declump. So if you open it up and it still feels like just a little bit moist, make sure that you let it go for longer. All right, here we go. All right, the balls are bouncing around in there, doing their job, knocking that down around. Now just gotta wait. Just pulled the jacket out of the dryer, let it go for a few spin cycles, extra just to make sure that all of the down is free and not clumping up. So basically when you are grabbing your jacket, just test the jacket. Basically work through each of these little quadrants and just work your way through the baffles and check for clumping. If it's still a little clumpy, throw it in again. Even if you turn it down to like low heat or no heat at all, just give your jacket some time to just bounce around and spin around. But this jacket's looking good. I don't know if you can quite tell on the video exactly how much cleaner and better this jacket looks, but it is looking pristine. And the down is clean. The down is, if the down is clean, it is happy down, and that will perform much better. It'll keep you warm, and it just looks so much better. So that's always nice too. So there you go. I hope this video is helpful for you. It's good to maintain your gear, maintain your jackets. They'll perform better and you'll get more life out of them, and that's better for everybody. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel and stick around because we got lots more great tips coming your way.